If you are an entrepreneur looking to enjoy the journey more and want to make sure that you don't get stuck in entrepreneur burnout, then this is a great video for you today because we are covering the 7 different ways to prevent entrepreneur burnout. Hi, I'm Amy Walker, small business strategist, speaker, author, and today, I'm glad that you're on my channel. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you can get notified every time we release new content every Monday through Friday. So here's what you can expect from this channel. I create content to help you be able to grow your business and also to be able to maintain more balance in your personal life. And this video is video number 2 in a 3-part series on entrepreneur stress burnout. So in video number 1, we talked about the symptoms. In this video, I'm going to give you 7 different ways to prevent entrepreneur burnout. And then in video number 3, I'll share with you what to do if you are in burnout and are struggling to pull yourself out. So I will tell you, this video is pretty important because entrepreneur burnout is a real problem. I'm not talking about entrepreneur stress. Entrepreneur stress is, there's a lot on my plate going on right now. I've got some projects that are challenging. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling stressed. And then you get on top of it and it goes away. Entrepreneur burnout is a prolonged season of stress where it actually starts to be detrimental to you personally as the business owner. It affects your relationships, it affects your mental well-being, it affects how you feel even sometimes spiritually and emotionally. It can make you straight up sick. So entrepreneur burnout is a legit problem that we have got to make sure that we get on top of. And so I've got 7 different strategies today that I'm going to use, and I will tell you this, it is far easier to prevent burnout than it is to pull yourself out of burnout or to work through burnout. And I know what's going to happen. I'm going to say some of these and you're going to be like, I can't do that. It won't work because, and you'll think of some reason, or I wish I had time to do that, or I can't afford to do that. But here's what I'm going to be really honest with you on is if you are burnt out, like it's prolonged, you've got the symptoms from video number 1, if you are burnt out, your business is losing money because you're not at your best and you cannot give your best when you don't have it to give. So these are pretty critical, and I've got my list here in front of me, so let's just jump right into it. So the number 1 thing that you can do to avoid burnout is actually to set healthy boundaries. I'm talking time boundaries of this is the time I start my day, this is the time I end my day, these are my break hours, I get this many hours of sleep each night. So those types of boundaries are helpful, but also setting boundaries in terms of what you say no to. Here's the thing that I know. I love delivering for my clients. I love over-delivering for my clients. But what happens sometimes is when you have no boundaries with your clients, they will ask for more than what you can actually give them. That becomes incredibly stressful when they're asking, and you're constantly feeling like they didn't pay for this and I'm giving so much of myself that it's at the detriment of myself. And so you've got to be really careful with those healthy boundaries. Same thing with team members. So it could happen with clients, it could happen with team members, it could even just happen with like your expectation of yourself. You have to have healthy boundaries. Get good at saying no. The second thing you can do is pay attention to your sleep. So I'm talking quantity and quality, because sometimes you're just not sleeping well, right? Like I've had that times where I'm not sleeping well. I keep waking up at night thinking about things, or I have 5 kids, so I know about sleepless nights. But that quality of sleep is going to be really important for helping you be able to run your business over the long haul. And there's this hustle mindset in the entrepreneur world where like you just got to hustle your way to success and burn the midnight oil and be up super early. And guys, you're going to get sick, you're going to get worn out, you're going to get burnt out, and it's not a sustainable way to build your business. So yeah, you might be able to create like a quick boost, but if you can't sustain it, what's the point of that growth? It will just fall away later and you'll be even more frustrated. So make sure that you're getting enough sleep and that you're getting quality sleep. If you're not, readdress your schedule, get some melatonin, buy yourself a sleep mask, an ambient noise maker, whatever you have to do in order to be able to get some sleep. If you are a mom with young kids, I'm sorry, and I will pray for you. Like, it's just hard. I went through many years that way. When I launched Amy Walker Consulting, it was 6 weeks before my 5th son was born. And so that whole first year of launching my company, I had a newborn and an 18-month-old, and my husband was working nights. So I know it's hard, like firsthand. You guys, I know it's hard. I also know that it can be done because you will have a lot of blessings for the great things you're doing. But it is hard, so let's not minimize it. Don't give up. Those days of sleep will come. It might just be a couple years. You'll get through though. All right, the third thing is to eat well. Nutrition really fuels your brain, and one of the things that we struggle with as entrepreneurs is we get busy, and so we eat the easy fast foods. We just buy, and we're working in our office, so maybe we don't eat enough, or we just kind of like real quick have to throw some things in our mouth and then move on. I know that this has been a struggle for me, especially during the daytime hours, like that lunchtime break. It can be rough and it can be rocky. So what I want you to do is actually plan for your nutrition so that you are feeding yourself well, you're feeding your brain well, and you're not going through those phases of, entrepreneur weight gain, or not eating anything all day and then you're starving and stuffing your face at night, or just under eating altogether. I mean, there's a lot of different ways this manifests, but I'll tell you, nutrition as an entrepreneur can be tricky. So make sure you make it a priority. Number 4, have a support network to work with. There needs to be somebody who's paying attention when you start to slink down. So whether that's a coach, or that's a mastermind group that you're a part of, or you have an accountability partner, someone, I really truly believe that everybody in business should have a good support network. I have a great support network. And so when I was going through my season of burnout, I had people that were checking in on me and just being like, Aim, I want to see where you're at right now. What do you got going on? Tell me what you're focusing on. And just really, I don't know that they knew how burnt out I was, but man, I appreciated that. So that time that I invested into building those relationships and helping them with their businesses and supporting them through their challenges definitely reciprocated and came back to me when I needed it. And I needed someone to help pull me through and get me refocused and get me back on board. Okay, so step number 5 is I want you to recognize your fall cycle. I learned this from Kirk Duncan of 3 Key Elements. He calls it the racket cycle. And it's this principle that, we're up here on top of our game, and then we go through cycles. So we have up times, we have down times. And the thing is, when you're starting to fall, the fall happens really fast. At the beginning, there's these little steps that you can't quite even recognize, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoop, fell down. But then it's hard because you have to pull yourself all the way back up to the top of your game. So we all have cycles. I will tell you what mine is. When it starts with me fubbing on my boundaries. So like, I know my boundaries, but I'll be like, I can just do a little bit more. I can just do a little bit more. I just need to finish this up. And I start prolonging my work hours to the point where my brain won't shut off. And then once my brain doesn't shut off, my quality of sleep goes down, my quality of time with my family goes down, my level of frustration with everyone around me goes up, and then I binge watch. And so at that point, the binge watching is like the beginning of the fall cycle for me. Like, that's where I've been having these little things. Now all of a sudden, Amy is binge watching something, or binge listening to audiobooks, or binge reading. But there is binging going on. And it's because my brain is like, I have got to escape from all of this. But then the binge watching throws me into being too tired because I stayed up too late, and feeling guilty because I wasn't productive, and unplugging, it kind of takes me to this numb place. And once I'm numb, it's harder to wake myself back up again, because now I've got to I have to change the habits, but I also now have to reconnect with like passion and purpose. So it's a tricky place to be. So you all have triggers. I would recommend that you find yours, identify them, and recognize them so that you can see when you're like, wait, how many how many episodes have I watched on Netflix tonight or Hulu or Amazon Prime or whatever. But when you have that trigger, you need to be able to say, oh, I know what this is. I'm burnt out. Like I'm on my way to burnout and I've got to make some changes, because if I don't, I'm going to really be there. So just something to pay attention to. Again, everybody's fall cycle is going to be different. Okay, next tip is don't overcommit. Overcommitting is the worst thing that you can do. It is like the fastest way to make you feel inadequate and overwhelmed and unhappy with your life is to be overcommitted. I think in our society that we wear busy like a medal of honor. It's like our badge, the badge of busy. It's our medal of honor. I'm doing all these different things. I must be so important. It's crazy, you guys. I recognize that more and more the older I get. I have not yet mastered this, but it's definitely in my level of awareness that I think the real badge of honor should be peace, not busy. And so when you look at all the opportunities that are available for you, one of the things that I have always recognized is that everything I say yes to, I'm saying no to something else. So yesterday, I had said yes to a call without double checking my schedule. I missed watching my son run in his track meet. I did see him 2 days before running his track meet in the same event, and I'll see him again on Saturday, so it's not the end of the world. But saying yes to that appointment meant saying no to my son's track meet. Saying yes, I'll go help with the school's fundraising for the band means no, I won't record that podcast episode, right? Like there's always a trade-off. So be very, very, very careful about overcommitting, because it's the fastest way to make you unhappy with the results you're getting. All right, so the last one, tip number 7, vacations and downtime. You need them. You really need vacation time and downtime. Downtime for me is like, I need the weekend off, or I need a morning off, or I need the evening off. I just need some time where I can decompress, where I'm not having to be productive, where I'm not focusing on the things that my business needs. I'm just doing what I need. And not just screen time. That's the thing. I think a lot of us as entrepreneurs, we use screen time as our downtime, and that's not necessarily replenishing. I want your downtime and your vacation time to actually be replenishing. So for me, some things that are replenishing are like playing my ukulele, playing my cello, writing fiction, going on walks, yoga, taking baths, listening to music. Like I will be so much more replenished listening to music for 15, 20 minutes than I would watching a show or scrolling on social media. Could be listening to meditation CDs, could be taking a power nap. I love power naps. So there's a lot of different things that you can do for your downtime. You just need to figure out what truly replenishes you. And then vacations. I just think that vacations should be total business write-offs because we need them. I'm like, do you understand how much me going on vacation benefits my business? This is a business growth strategy, people. It's not though, so don't tell your accountant that I told you could write off all your vacations. You cannot. However, that time to get away from the business, what I find is like day 1 of vacation, I'm still thinking about the business. Day 2, I'm getting more into the vacation. Day 3, I'm there. Day 4, I'm there. And then day 5, I all of a sudden have new ideas for like what's gonna come next. So, and I'm not saying all your vacations have to be 5-day trips. They don't, but you do need to take vacations. You need to plan them regularly. All right, so here's why all of this is so important. Because if you can avoid burnout by just taking good care of yourself, you will be so much more productive. When you're in burnout, here's what's happening. High levels of output from you, like you're giving a lot, low levels of return. You're not getting a lot in return. So you're still feeling like you're working really hard. You're still feeling like you're thinking really hard. You still feel like you're playing at a high level, but you're getting back less and less return for the efforts you put in. So burnout is extremely expensive for your business, for your relationships, for your life. It's just not cool. Like entrepreneur stress burnout is lame sauce. So what you want to do is make sure that you are really, truly investing in yourself and avoiding this at all cost. Now, if you do fall into burnout, I'm not judging you. I've been there too. You can watch video number 3 and it's going to give you some great tips. If you need some more help in this area, I'd love to invite you to join my 30-day challenge. It's on peaceful productivity. It's called the 30-day Get More Done Challenge, and it teaches you how to be more productive without burning yourself out. So I'd love to have you join the challenge and let me know if it's helpful for you. All right, leave me a comment. I always love hearing from you and getting connected with you, learning more about your biz. And like the video, share it with any other entrepreneurs in your tribe. If you would like to join a community of like-minded entrepreneurs, please head on over to our private group, the CEO Spot. It's a great place to ask questions, get connected, and just be part of a tribe of really supportive people who can be additional resources for you. And I think that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you back again real soon.